Introducing your field, number 1, Academic with jockey Joe Giudice. Owned by Nelson Bunker Hunt, John Sullivan the trainer. Number 2 is Native Chic with jockey Enrique Munoz. Owned by Ronald R. Ratcliffe, Wayne McDonald is the trainer. Number 3 is Pet's Dude with jockey Bill Winland. Owned by Mrs. Mary D. Mattei, K.L. Johnson is the trainer. Number 4 is Famous Star with jockey Roberto Gonzalez. Famous Star is owned by the partnerships of Duggan and Gumpert. Daryl Vienna is the trainer. Number 5 is Aristocratical with jockey Tommy Burks. Owned by Leon J. Peters, Fordell Fierce is the trainer. Number 6 is Nevada Reality with jockey Russell Bays. Leased by the Harris Farm Incorporated, Fordell Fierce is the trainer. Number 7 is Mountain Marine with jockey Paul Nicolo. Owned by Paul Painter, Olin Battles is the trainer. Number 8 is Valise with jockey Antonio Diaz. Owned by the UN Stable, R.W. Muhal is the trainer. Ladies and gentlemen, your horses for the Marks Place Handicap. The infield board shows 9 minutes till post time. The flag is up. And there they go. The middle of the racetrack, Aristocratical for the lead. From the inside, Pet's Dude is second, Mount Marine is third. That's Nevada Reality in fourth. Balaeus is running fifth. Famous Star is sixth, Academic and Native Chic. They race into the clubhouse turn. Pet's Dude has the lead by 3/4 of a length. On the outside, Aristocratical is second by a half length. Mount Marine is third by a length. At the rail, Famous Star is fourth by another length, and Nevada Reality in fifth. Balaeus is sixth, Academic seventh. Furthest from home is Native Chic as they turn onto the back stretch. Pet's Dude shows the way by 3/4 of a length. Aristocratical is second by 3/4. Mount Marine on the outside is third by a half length. In at the rail, Famous Star is fourth by a length and a half. Then Nevada Reality in fifth. Balaeus is running sixth. Academic on the outside and Native Chic. They race into the upper turn. Pet's Dude maintains the lead by 3/4 of a length. Aristocratical is second by 3/4. Mount Marine on the outside moves up third by a length. Famous Star is fourth by 3/4 of a length. Then along the inside comes Balaeus. They're bunching up to the top of the stretch. Pet's Dude keeps the lead. Mount Marine is coming on second. In between horses, Aristocratical is third. Turning into the stretch, Pet's Dude well on top by a length and a half. Mount Marine on the outside is coming on second. The far outside, Native Chic is third. They're in deep stretch and Pet's Dude by 2. Mount Marine second, Native Chic third. That's Pet's Dude in front. The 3 wins at Pet's Dude by 2 lengths. The 7 was second, Mount Marine, and the 2 Native Chic up for the show. jockey Bill Winland. Bred in California by his owners, Mrs. Mary DeMatte. K.L. Johnson, the trainer. Running time 1:43 flat. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tanforan Racing Association proudly presents your horses for the 23rd running of the Hillsborough Handicap $100,000 added at 1 1/8 on the turf. Introducing your field in the entry number 1, Berry Bush, with jockey Marco Castaneda. Owned by Elmendorf, Ronald McAnally, the trainer. 1A is Maple Tree, with jockey Francisco Mina. Owned by Elmendorf, Richard Mandela is the trainer. Number 2 is Park Place, with jockey Karen Garcia. Owned by Kaju Fuji. Chuck and Susan Murphy are the trainers. Number 3 is Hail to Boldness, with jockey Antonio Diaz. Owned by the partnerships of Cape Heart, Chillingsworth, and LeBeau. Matthew Chu is the trainer. Number 4 is Pride of Rosewood, with jockey Fernando Toro. Pride of Rosewood is owned by the partnership of McGee and Cottrell. Wayne Murdy is the trainer. Number 5 is Pink Sapphire, with jockey Russell Bays. Owned by the Peninsula Stable. David Bernstein is the trainer. Number 6 is Cheerful Sands, with jockey Bruce Dillenbeck. Owned by George M. Warwick. C.B. Hickson is the trainer. Number 7 is First Advance, with jockey Terry Lipham. Owned and trained by Frank Rappa. Number 8 is Del Cinda, with jockey Joe Giudice. Owned by the Suma Stable, Hunt, Landsberg, and Tunney. John W. Russell is the trainer. Number 9 is Skillful Joy, with jockey Roberto Gonzalez. Owned by F.W. Hooper, L.R. Finstermaker is the trainer. And number 10 is Nightfire, with jockey Sandy Holly. Nightfire is leased by F.N. Groves, John Sullivan the trainer. Ladies and gentlemen, your horses for the Hillsborough Handicap. Here they come. Coming from the outside, First Advance for the lead. In the middle of the track, Dale Cinda breaks second. Skillful Joy is third. Nightfire moves up fourth on the outside. Pride of Rosewood is fifth. The entry mate of Maple Tree is sixth. Park Place is seventh. Then Pink Sapphire, Cheerful Sands, Hail to Boldness, and Berry Bush trails. Into the clubhouse turn. First Advance has the lead by a length. Nightfire on the outside is second by a half length. Pride of Rosewood is running third by a length and a half. Skillful Joy is fourth by a head. Dale Cinda is fifth by a length and a half. Then it's Park Place. Maple Tree on the outside. Pink Sapphire, Cheerful Sands, Hail to Boldness, and Berry Bush. They straighten out down the backstretch, and First Advance showing the way by 3/4 of a length. Pride of Rosewood on the outside is second by 2.5. From the middle of the track, Nightfire is running third. Park Place moves up in fourth. Maple Tree on the outside is fifth. Then Skillful Joy, Dale Cinda, Pink Sapphire. Along the inside, Cheerful Sands. Berry Bush begins to move up, and Hail to Boldness. They race on the upper turn to the top of the stretch, and there goes Pride of Rosewood on the outside to take over the lead. Come away by a length and a half. From the inside, First Advance is second. Maple Tree is coming on stoutly in third from the outside by a length. Nightfire is fourth. Skillful Joy is fifth. And now sweeping the field, here comes Berry Bush. Turning into the stretch, Pride of Rosewood has the lead. By a length and a half, Maple Tree is second. Berry Bush is set down in the drive and it's closing stoutly on the far outside. Pride of Rosewood on top. Here comes Berry Bush on the outside. It's Pride of Rosewood and Berry Bush. Now Berry Bush on the outside is getting up. And the entry comes through number 1. Berry Bush wins it by a big neck. The 4 was second. Pride of Rosewood and the 9. Skillful Joy closed up for the show. So the entry of Berry Bush and Maple Tree comes through, and we'll be back with the complete mutual prices a little later on. Let's go back to the studio. To present a beautiful crystal trophy to the winning owner of the Hillsborough Handicap is Mr. John Harris, director of the Tanforan Racing Association. Now into the winner's circle comes number 1 Berry Bush with jockey Marco Castaneda. Berry Bush is owned by Elmendorf, Ronald McAnally the trainer, the running time 1:51.1. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, just a few moments, we're going down near the winner's circle where Arthur Lobato will have a word with the winning rider and trainer. The result is official. The Tanforan Racing Association proudly presents your horses for the 4th running of the Round Table Handicap, $75,000 added at 1 mile on the Longden Turf Course. Introducing your field in the entry, number 1, Hur Power with jockey Paul Nicolo, owned by Edward C. Herlock. Jack Van Berg is the trainer. 1A is Gemini Dreamer with Dean Hall, owned by the partnership of McKinnon and Van Berg. Jack Van Berg, the trainer. Number 2, Berticelli with jockey Eric Batia, owned by Carl D. Barnes. John Gosden is the trainer. Number 3 is Sweet Man with jockey Enrique Munoz, owned by Elmendorf. Ronald McAnally, the trainer. Number 4 is Brian Key with jockey Joe Judice, owned by Mandy's Land Farm. Den Caton, the trainer. Number 5 is Record Catch with jockey Walter Guerra, Owned by AA Bell the Third, John Russell is the trainer. Number 6 is Diablo Laddie with jockey Francisco Mina. Owned by Ronald and Melody McAddy, David Bernstein is the trainer. Number 7 is New Broom with jockey Bill Winland. Owned by W.R. Hahn, Charlie Comiskey is the trainer. Number 8 is Ginger Brink with jockey Thomas Chapman. Owned by David Sofro, Ted West the trainer. And number 9 is Prairie Breaker with jockey Gary Stevens. Owned by Stanley Thurman, Dick Wilkinson is the trainer. Ladies and gentlemen, your horses for the Round Table Handicap. The flag is up. And there they go. Record catch in the middle of the track for the lead. Gemini Dreamer moves up second. Coming from the outside, Ginger Brink is third. Then it's Hur Power in fourth. Ryan Key is running fifth. Diablo Laddie is sixth, followed by New Broom in seventh. Along the inside, that's Berta Selly. Then to the outside, Sweet Man, the early trailer, is Prairie Breaker. The race on the clubhouse turn into the back stretch. Gemini Dreamer in front on the lead, a length and a half. That's Record Catch in second by a half length. Ginger Brink on the outside is third by a length and a half. The entry mate of Hur Power is fourth by a length and a half. Then it's Brian Key in fifth. Diablo Laddie is sixth by 3. New Broom is seventh. Berticelli is eighth. And along the inside, that's Prairie Breaker, and the trailer is Sweet Man. They continue down the backstretch and race into the upper turn. Gemini Dreamer keeps the lead by a half length. On the outside, Ginger Brink is easing up stoutly in second by a length and a half. Moving in between horses, Diablo Laddie is third. From the inside, Hur Power is fourth. Turning into the stretch, Ginger Brink on the outside. Along the rail, that's Gemini Dreamer. These two are side by side. A length and a half back to Hur Power in third. They're in deep stretch now, and it's Ginger Brink on the outside. Here comes Hur Power. It's Ginger Brink along the inside. Gemini Dreamer and Hur Power now on the inside. That's Gemini Dreamer. Far outside Hur Power, and here they are. The entry does run 1-2. I believe the 1 gets up. Hur Power wins it a nose. 1-8. Gemini Dreamer second, and the 8 Ginger Brink for the show. Very good. The fourth running of the Round Table Handicap is Mary Lucier, prominent horsewoman from Burlingame. Now into the winner's circle comes number 1, Hur Power with jockey Paul Nicolo. Bred in Kentucky and is owned by Edward C. Herlock. Jack Van Berg, the trainer. The assistant trainer is Tim Van Berg, and the running time went 36-4.
Where'd you finish? Paul, when you're done. Yeah. Jack, can we talk to you a minute after we talk to Paul? Yeah, after that. And then we're going to talk to Paul and then talk to you.
Result is official.
Right here.
In the 9th race, we have $5 exacta wager. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going down near the winner's circle, where the Wizard of Words, Art Labata, will have a word with the winning rider and trainer. Art?
Okay, we're down here in a circle with Paul Nicolo and Jack Van Berg, the two that won this race on Hur Power, and Jackie runs second with the other one, Gemini Dancer. Paul, you've had a little bit of second-itis here lately. I was glad to see you break it. You want to tell us about your trip?
Everything went as planned. He laid right in behind the speed. I had a ton of horse all the way. When the opportunity at the head of lane, I had a chance to get out, eased him around. He went about his business like he's supposed to.
At the 16th pole, it looked pretty tight there. You know, there was 3 all right there, and were you confident you were going to get there?
Well, I thought I was going to go right by him pretty easy. Everybody, the 2 in front hung in real game. I did have enough horse to go by him. I thought I had a lot more than I did.
Did a fine job. Thank you. All right, here we are with Jack. Jack, this horse is pretty versatile. Didn't he win his last out at Pomona on a half-mile bull ring track?
We run him over at Pomona, and he won over there going 3/4 mile against 3-year-olds. And then we run him against older horses going 5.5 furlongs. He got beat ahead and was about a half a length in front of jump past the wire come flying.
Now he's only win one time on the turf. Were you surprised with his victory today, or he's a pretty versatile horse? You kind of figured he could run on any surface?
I really think he might be a better grass horse than he is a dirt horse. He won very impressive when he won his turf race and beat some good horses. We run him at one time at Del Mar, and he wasn't fit. He'd just come out here from Kentucky and wasn't seasoned yet for this country out here.
Is this your first stakes victory here at Bay Meadows?
I don't know. I'd have to look. I had some horses here years ago, and I don't know whether I want a stake or not, but I can't really tell you that.
Well, you're doing a fine job, and it was kind of surprising to see you here. Tim, we thought we'd see, but it was surprising to see you. I think a lot of people that recognize you went to the window on your horse.
Well, I hope they did anyway.
Congratulations, Jack.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Introducing your field, number 1, Ponjan with jockey Danny Sorensen. Owned by Edwin W. West, Jack Leonard, the trainer. Number 2 is King Tobin with jockey Russell Bays. Owned by James A. Agady, Chuck and Sue Murphy are the trainers. Number 3 is Bold TJ with jockey Antonio Diaz. Owned by Mr. and Mrs. Frank Marshall, Malcolm Anderson is the trainer. Number 4 is Tenario with jockey Eloy Sanchez. Owned by the partnerships of Clements, Enthorn, Schaefer, and Woosley Jr. John Clements, the trainer. Number 5 is Foreign Legion with jockey Joe Judice. Owned by Arthur W. Holliday, LeVar Larson is the trainer. Number 6 is Knack Ack with jockey Ron Warren. Owned by R.C. Brinker, Charles Foster is the trainer. Number 7 is Mr. Boldauer with jockey John Wilburn, owned by Green and Phipps, Arthur Sherman, the trainer. And number 8 is John's Ruffy with Bill Winland, owned by the SVC Ranch, Mariani and Mariani, Eileen Steele, the trainer. Ladies and gentlemen, your horses for the Fall Festival Juvenile. Third. On the outside, Nakak is fourth. Between horses, Foreign Legion is fifth. Then it's Tenerio to the outside, John's Ruffy, and Mr. Boldauer. The race on the clubhouse turn. That's Bold TJ in front, showing the way by a half length on the outside. King Tobin is second by a length and a half. Ponjon is running third.
What's the matter? Okay.
They race past the half mile, and Bold TJ has the lead by 3/4 of a length. King Tobin on the outside is second by 3 open lengths. From the inside, that's a Ponjan in third. Nakak comes on fourth by a length and a half. Then it's Foreign Legion on the outside by a length and a half, and John's Ruffy. Turning into the stretch, Bold TJ keeps the lead by 2.5 lengths. That's King Tobin in second by a length. On the outside, Nakak moves up third by 1 length. To the outside, Foreign Legion. They're into the stretch, and Bold TJ is on top by 5 lengths. On the outside, Foreign Legion is coming on second. John's Ruffy closes strong on the outside in third. They're in deep stretch, and it's Bold TJ. It's Bold TJ in front. The 3 wins at Bold TJ by 5 lengths. The 6 finishes second. Nakak and the 5 Foreign Legion for the show. Number 5, Foreign Legion was third. Number 8, John's Ruffy was fourth. Into the winner's circle comes number 3, Bold TJ with jockey Antonio Diaz. Owned by Mr. and Mrs. Frank Marshall. Malcolm Anderson is the trainer. The running time 1:34.4. Result is official. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tanforan Racing Association proudly presents your horses for the 40th running of the Tanforan Handicap, a Grade 3 $100,000 added at 1 1/8 on the turf course. Introducing your field, number 1, Native Chic with Jockey Enrique Munoz, owned by Ronald R. Ratcliffe. Wayne McDonald is the trainer. Number 2 is Nevada Reality with Jockey Russell Bays. Leased by the Harris Farm Incorporated, Fordell Fierce is the trainer. Number 3 is Pets Dude with Jockey Bill Winland. Owned by Mrs. Mary DeMatte, K.L. Johnson is the trainer. Number 4 is Monantual with Jockey Craig McGurn. Owned by Carl Joseph Maggio. Lee J. Rossi is the trainer. Number 5 is Visible Pole with Jockey Danny Winnick. Owned by A&H Enterprises, Walter Greenman is the trainer. Number 6 is Bel Bolide with Jockey Terry Lipham. Owned by the Stone Church Stable, John Gosden is the trainer. Number 7 is Color Bearer with Jockey Ron Warren. Owned by Johnston, and Johnston trustee Donald Warren, the trainer. Ladies and gentlemen, your horses to the starting gate. Pets Dude just stepped in. The 4 horse, Monantual, is into the gate. 5, Visible Pole is in. Here comes the favorite, Bel Bolide. And on the outside, Color Bearer. The flag is up. Everyone standing quietly. Here they come. The middle of the track, Monantual is taking the lead. Bel Bolide on the outside is second. Visible Pole is third from the inside. Pets Dude is fourth. Color Bearer is fifth. Nevada Reality is sixth. And Native Chic. The race past the grandstand, and Monantual has the lead by a length. Bel Bolide is second by a length. Moving up from the inside, Pets Dude is third by 3/4 of a length. Then it's Visible Pole in fourth by 2.5. Color Bearer is fifth by another 2. Nevada Reality and Native Chic. The race on the clubhouse turn, and Monantual keeps the lead by 3/4 of a length. Bel Bolide now moves a little closer on the rail. A gap of 3 lengths back to Pets Dude in third. Along the outside, Visible Pole is fourth. Color Bearer is fifth by 2.5. Nevada Reality, and far back is Native Chic. They continue down the backstretch, and now Bel Bolide scoots into the lead, comes away by 2.5 lengths. Monantual is second by a length. Pets Dude is third by 3/4 of a length. Color Bearer is fourth, moving up at the rail by a length and a half. Then it's Visible Pole. Nevada Reality moves up, and Native Chic. The race on the upper turn to the top of the stretch. Bel Bolide by 2 lengths. On the inside, Color Bearer is second by a head. Pets Dude is third by 2.5. Nevada Reality is fourth. In at the rail, Visible Pole, Monantual, and Native Chic. Turning into the stretch, Bel Bolide finds new life and draws out by 4 lengths. From the inside, Color Bearer is second by a head. Pets Dude is third. Here comes Nevada Reality on the outside. We're in deep stretch and in hand, and very much in command is Bel Bolide. That's Color Bearer for the place. Bel Bolide in front. So the heavy favorite, Bel Bolide, wins it by 6 lengths. The 7 was second, Color Bearer, and number 3, Pets Dude, for the show. And we'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, in the winner's circle, presenting a beautiful Tiffany crystal bowl to the winning owner of the Tanforan Handicap is Tanforan's marketing director, Mr. Don Farber, also Tanforan's operations manager, Mr. Ron Tessler.
Yeah.
Now into the winner's circle comes number 6, Bel Bolide, with jockey Terry Lipham. Owned by the Stone Church Stable, John H. M. Gosden is the trainer. The running time 1:49.2. Result is official. In the 9th race, we have $5 exact wagering. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going down near the winner's circle, where Art Labato will have a word with the winning rider, Terry Lipham. Art?
All right, here we are with Terry. Terry, that was a pretty easy ride for you. It looked like McGurn was trying to pack you out there in the first turn, but you just dropped down the inside, and from there it looked pretty easy.
I know that horse from Del Mar. Last time he ran, he bolted at Del Mar. And I knew he'd probably try to get out, so I didn't want to be on the outside even going to the turn.
And how about when he got the lead? Did you take him to the lead, or he kind of pull you to the lead?
Well, a little of both. I wanted to get up in there, and when I did, he wanted to go on by. As soon as he got in the clear, he relaxed nice, and it was over from there.
Yeah, and about the head of the lane there, you kind of just mooched him one time, and he re-broke, it looked like.
Yeah, he's an awful nice horse. You know, he's only run 3 or 4 times over here, and he's going to make a nice horse.
Did a fine job. Congratulations, Terry.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tanforan Racing Association proudly presents your horses for the 3rd running of the Sandy Blue Handicap. $50,000 added at 1 mile and 1/16. Introducing your field, number 1, Variety Assist, Danny Winnick aboard, owned by Shell Cavalli, Pat Seeley, the trainer. Number 2 is Bam's Golden Eagle with jockey Paul Nicolo, owned by the partnerships of Capo, Hancock, Houlihan, and Martino, Jim Benedict, the trainer. Number 3, Amanda's Affair, Joe Giudice will ride, owned by RGM Stable Incorporated, Arthur Sherman, the trainer. Number 4, Lady of the Hour with Peter Blanco, owned by Kentucky West 1, J.W. Robeson is the trainer. Number 5 is Juan's Sister with jockey Randy Schacht, owned by Harris Farm Incorporated, Greg Gilchrist is the trainer. Number 6 is Flor de Nord with jockey Roberto Gonzalez, owned by the Gavin Farm, Doug Utley is the trainer. Number 7 is Reflector Glory with jockey Russell Bays, owned by Constance S. Wilson. Mike Erkovich is the trainer. Number 8 is Sweet Molly Malone with jockey Octavio Ramirez, owned by Mandy's Land Farm, Den Caton, the trainer. Number 9 is Go Dolly Go with jockey Ken Tohill, owned by Lou Sorelli Incorporated, Oda Inoshida. Don Porter is the trainer. Number 10 is Rain on My Parade with jockey Chris Laments, owned by Stone Wreath Farm. D. Wayne Lucas is the trainer. And number 11 is My Maid with jockey Karen Garcia, owned by Tolvest Farm Limited. Avar Larson is the trainer. The flag is up. And there they go. Variety Sis from the rail is taking the lead. Bam's Golden Eagle is second. Moving up Fleur de Nord is third on the outside. Rain on My Parade is fourth. One Sister is fifth. Amanda's Affair is running sixth, followed by Lady of the Hour. Then on the outside, Reflector Glory. To the inside, Sweet Molly Malone. Go Dolly Go. The early trailer is My Maid. The race on the clubhouse turn. Variety Sis shows the way by a length. Bam's Golden Eagle is second by 2.5. Rain on My Parade is third by a neck. Fleur de Nord is fourth by a length and a half. One Sister is fifth by 3. Amanda's Affair is sixth by a length and a half. Then it's Sweet Molly Malone, followed by Lady of the Hour. Go Dolly Go. The last two, Reflector Glory and My Maid trails. They continue down the backstretch. On the outside, Bam's Golden Eagle into the lead by a head from the rail. That's Variety Sis second by a length. Rain on My Parade is third by a length and a half on the outside. One Sister is fourth, moving up 3/4 of a length. Then it's Fleur de Nord by 2. On the outside, Amanda's Affair comes on. So too does Reflector Glory on the outside and Sweet Molly Malone. The race to the top of the stretch. Rain on My Parade on the outside takes the lead by a neck. From the rail, Variety Sis is second by a half length. Bam's Golden Eagle is third. Turning into the stretch, Rain on My Parade by a length. One Sister comes on second. The outside, Amanda's Affair is third. Here comes Reflector Glory on the far outside. In deep stretch and Rain on My Parade. One Sister. The outside, Amanda's Affair. That's One Sister between horses in front. 5 wins it. One Sister by a head to 3 was second. Amanda's Affair. I believe the 10, Rain on My Parade for the show. Of the Mornington Racing Club of Victoria, Australia. Now near the winner's circle comes number 5, One Sister, with jockey Randy Schacht. Bred in California by her owners, the Harris Farm Incorporated. Greg Gilchrist is the trainer. The running time 1:41.1. Result is official.